There are many checks carried out in an MOT to make sure your car is roadworthy, and these can be grouped into 8 categories: lights, reflectors, and electrical equipment, steering and suspension, brakes, tires, seat belts, vehicle body and structure, exhaust, fuel, and emissions, view of the road. What is checked in an MOT? A full list is explained. Lights, reflectors, and electrical equipment checks. Lights. Make sure your front, brake, rear fog, indicator, registration plate lights, and rear reflectors are correctly positioned and secure, not obscured, in good condition, the correct color. A bluish tinge to the front headlights is acceptable, not overly affected by the operation of any other light. Light up at a single operation of the switch. The same color, size, and shape must emit from pairs of lights. Both the dip beam and main beam headlight aim should be below the horizontal to ensure it doesn't dazzle other drivers. Horn. Your horn must sound a continuous, uniform note. It must be loud enough to be heard by another road user. Battery. The battery must be secure. It must not show any signs of leaking electrolyte. Electrical wiring. The wiring should be secure. Wiring must not be damaged in a way that it is likely to short circuit or become detached. If you think you've got an issue with your wiring, you might want to have an auto electrician take a look at your car prior to its MOT. Steering and suspension checks. Steering. During the test, the strength and condition of the steering wheel will be challenged by pushing the steering in various directions. Steering components will also be inspected for wear or damage. Wheels with locking devices will be tested to make sure they only lock when the engine isn't running. Plus, cars with power steering must have the minimum level of power steering fluid in the reservoir. Suspension. Your vehicle's suspension components and shock absorbers will be checked to find excessive corrosion, distortion, and fractures. Any suspension repairs are something that should be done by a professional. Brake checks. During an MOT check, the overall condition of the brakes, pedals, and levers is looked at, along with any warning lights. A brake performance test will also be carried out to check the efficiency of your brakes. Tire tread depth will be checked and must not be below the legal limit of 1.6 mm. Tires will be examined for cuts in excess of 25 mm, along with lumps, tears, exposure of the cord, and tread separation. Furthermore, the warning light must operate correctly for vehicles with run-flat tires. Seat belt checks. Seat belts. Each seat belt and its attachment and adjustment fittings are checked for their security and condition. Vehicle body and structure. A general inspection of the body, chassis, engine mountings, seats, and doors is made to make sure that all components are free from excessive corrosion and do not have any sharp edges that may cause injury. Registration plates. Registration plates must be fitted at the front and rear of the car. They must be secure and legible to someone standing 20 meters away. The characters on the plate must be correctly formed and spaced so that they are not likely to be misread. Vehicle identification number, VIN. Every car must have a legible VIN permanently displayed, either on the VIN plate or on the body or chassis. Speedometer. The MOT tester will check if a speedometer is fitted and that it can be illuminated. They will also check to see if there are any cracks in the glass obstructing the view of the speedometer. Exhaust, fuel, and emissions checks. The exhaust system is inspected to ensure it is secure and doesn't leak. Vehicles originally fitted with a catalytic converter must have it present. Fuel system. During the MOT, your vehicle's fuel system is inspected for leaks. If your tank cap does not seal properly, then your car will fail. Emissions. The tester will use a gas analyzer probe while the engine is running to test the smoke emitted from the exhaust. Emissions of carbon monoxide and hydrocarbons must fall within the legal limits set by the Euro emission standards. A visual check for excessively dense blue or black smoke emitted from the exhaust is undertaken. If there appears to be thick black or blue smoke, your car will not pass the MOT. View of the road checks. Mirrors and wipers. The vehicle's rear view mirrors and wing mirrors must be secure and provide acceptable views to the rear and side while driving. Wipers and washers should sweep a wide enough area on the widescreen to give an adequate view of the road. There must not be any damage or obstructions larger than 10 mm around the windscreen directly in front of the driver. Within this area but outside of the driver's view, your car will fail if there is any damage or other obstruction larger than 40 mm. For up-to-the-minute information about MOTs and the checks that will be included during the test, visit www.gov.uk.